Welcome to Film Feast, the show where two sister grill masters watch a movie, yap about it, and then make two recipes inspired by it. In today's episode, we're talking all about the 1993 classic, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is about three sisters that have been dead for 300 years. They come back at Halloween. They wreak havoc on a bunch of teenagers.
Three witch sisters.
Oh, I didn't say
witches, buddy. That's the whole appeal of this movie.
Okay.
They're old hag witches. Suck the lives out of little children. What a terrifying concept for children.
I know.
How did this get approved?
I don't know, but watching this back now as a 37-year-old, I'm like, I remember being so terrified the very first time we saw this.
Me too.
Great opening scene when they are old hags and they're sucking the life out of that little girl.
You're like,
so
what?
Inappropriate
like
for
just
kids.
Sucking the life force of a little child that they then murdered.
Although now, being 37, I'm like, where can I get that potion?
I could suck some life force out of some little kids.
I mean, if it works, I'm open to it.
The recipe that I made that is inspired by the movie Hocus Pocus comes from a very unique ingredient from their witch's potion.
Dead man's toes.
Are you kidding me?
I knew it.
What? How?
Because...
No, do you know how hard it is for us to get to shoot this show? We keep it secret from each other. How the heck
Dead
did you...
man's toes. I know dead man's toes. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I was going to do dead man's toes.
Were you seriously?
But then I thought, Mert's going to do dead man's toes,
okay,
so I didn't.
Get out of my brain,
I know,
man.
I
No,
know.
that is literally nuts.
Yeah.
That is literally nuts that you had the wherewithal to be like, I know she's going to go that route. I'm going to go around.
Something in my head said, don't do dead man's toes.
Okay, that literally gives me the heebie-jeebies, man.
Okay, so what kind of dead man's toes did you make?
Dead man's toes. Add a dead man's toes. When I hear that line, I was like, ooh, trying to come up with the idea for this movie. I was like, dead man's toes, dead chicken's foot, Jamaican Chicken Foot Soup.
Ooh.
Yep, that's right.
Buddy, nailed it.
We're Italian. Our background is Italian, even though we're Canadian. Our grandma used to cook with chicken feet to flavor tomato sauce. Mm-hmm. But I've never used it before in a Jamaican chicken foot soup.
Yeah, a lot of cultures use chicken feet, and I think that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have issues with the fact that it's a foot. You could tell it's a foot. It's an identifiable part of an animal. But the fact of the matter is, if you're butchering a chicken, each of them got 2 feet.
Exactly. They got to go somewhere, and they're going in this stock to make the ultimate stock, okay? You've never had a chicken soup taste as strong and chickeny unless it's been flavored with chicken feet. Some people are looking at this and being like, she's cutting off the toes, she's cutting off the nails. Yeah, you don't want those in your soup, so just give them a little bit of a snip off. But you know also, I needed to put my own unique flair on this.
Okay.
So I decided to smoke them first. Mm-hmm. Just so some added extra flavor. So instead of just putting them right in the stock, which you obviously could do that, still gonna taste delectable. I was like, I'm gonna make myself a smoke pouch. I'm gonna get it onto the grill, give them some color. And that was a game changer to me. There's something different about seeing something go into a broth that has the color of it being smoked.
That's absolutely genius. It's just like making a stock when you roast the bones ahead. Very similar premise here.
That extra bump up of flavor.
Yes.
So I used an apple wood. You could use a cherry wood. You could use a hickory wood. Don't use a mesquite. It ain't for poultry. But so easy.
And so creative.
Mm-hmm, I thought so too. So dead man's toe brings us to dead chicken's foot, okay?
Okay. What did they say?
And also, I wanted to do this because instantly I was like, I want to play witch's potion. I want to stir a cauldron. It ain't Halloween until you've stirred a cauldron.
And toss a foot in, just like they do in the movie.
I want to toss a toe at you. You know how they were tossing it
yes!
nibbling on the dead man's toe and then tossing it at each other.
And what do they say, dead man's toe and make it a fresh one?
Oh, do they?
I think so. I'm trying to remember exactly what the line...
These were fresh too, I think. They were previously frozen, but also very inexpensive. To have the most flavorful stock,
yeah.
The soup ain't gonna taste the same unless you add dead man's toes.
Still a bargain.
I thought so too. It's almost impossible to find at the grocery store. But to me, it's not a lot of protein, so I wanted to add some chicken, wanted to make a green seasoning too. That's what gives it that Jamaican flavor.
Ooh.
Such a succulent, juicy, flavorful soup.
Ooh, how did they smell?
The feet?
Yeah.
Okay, coming off the grill, it smelled like fatty chicken skin.
Interesting.
Obviously that's going to be absolutely delectable. Now, let me hit you with some fun facts, okay?
Good, I'm excited.
You know we love who could have been cast in this movie instead of the original cast. Yeah. Max Sanderson, hottie patati.
Yeah,
Okay?
major hottie patati.
Can you even guess?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Ooh, interesting. That would have taken a weird spin too, but no. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, I could kind of see it.
He was offered tons of money for this role. He signed on to do it, but then he got selected to play What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Okay.
And he went for that one instead. And I was like, that's a tough one because he was nominated for an Oscar, I think, for that movie.
Yeah.
But this is a cult classic. It did horrible at the box office, but throughout the years, people, especially our age, love it.
But I would argue, like, what has the actor who played Max Sanderson done since Hocus Pocus?
He's a retired actor now. He got out of acting. We don't know why, but he ain't doing it anymore. And we all know what Leo's doing. We all know what Leo's up to.
You know who's one of my favorite characters of this movie?
Who?
One of the underrated characters,
Wait,
like a side
can
character.
I guess?
Yes.
Billy Butcherson.
No. How many times I gotta tell you, my name ain't Ernie no more. It's Ice.
Love it.
Like
I
those
love,
two.
I love both of them.
Yes, those
they're
two,
hilarious.
So good.
Remember, it's because you're eating too much candy, you oinker. Oh my God! Literally, we know all the lines to this movie. Literally all the lines.
It's just such a feel-good movie, even though it is. I feel like now this would never be able to get. This is too hardcore for kids now.
There's literally a hanging of witches.
And
there's a scene of that.
Yes, the beginning.
Yeah, that's
too
what's
much.
terrifying.
Way too much.
That is what is absolutely terrifying.
I actually fast-forwarded that whole part.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's too much. It's way too intense. Like the very, very beginning, and they say they're going to come back, and then the hanging. No, don't like it.
And the cat.
Binks.
Going fat Binks.
The beginning, though, when he gets turned into a cat, you mean? Yeah, I know.
He's also cute.
Yeah, he is really cute.
Okay, sorry. Next person who was supposed to be cast for this movie.
Okay.
Sister Mary.
Another great character.
But I can't think of anyone else in these roles.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Are you joking?
Is it?
Buddy, are you kidding me right now?
What kind of powers do I have today?
You're wearing your witch's dress here.
Maybe I'm one of the Sanderson sisters. I have to say, the one song where Sarah Jessica Parker is singing, Come Little Children, that not like a pedo anthem. I'm sorry. I heard that now, watching it back, I'm like, look, if you look into the lyrics, Into My Garden of Magic.
Oh, no.
It's not good. It's not good.
Did you know Sarah Jessica Parker actually sang that?
Yes,
that's
you can
her
tell.
Yeah, that's her actual voice. The person who co-wrote that song also co-wrote My Heart Will Go On.
What?
Yes, and there's like a Leonardo DiCaprio like connection to that too.
Wow.
So this soup, super delectable. I'm so glad I picked it. It like revitalized my love for chicken feet. And if you're out there being like, chicken feet, I just can't get past the look at them. Trust me, you haven't had a good chicken stock until you've had some chicken feet swimming around in there.
I had a very difficult time narrowing this one down. So many things written down, so many different ideas. But ultimately, I landed on Mummy's Scorpion Pie.
Mother! Sorry, I can't help it.
I couldn't tell. Is Mummy's Scorpion Pie a sweet or a savory?
Could be taken in both directions.
I chose to make it a sourdough focaccia pie.
Ooh.
Okay, so
very creative.
So I was like, and then I had to figure out what the scorpions were going to be. Because I was like, I don't know.
You can't source scorpions in our neck of the woods.
No, and no, exactly. So I started out with some sourdough. If you have never made a sourdough focaccia, oh my goodness.
The sourdough queen. She's got all your tips. She's got all your tricks. If you need some information about sourdough, holler at your girl Kiki.
Mm-hmm. This is my sourdough starter, Jimmy. He's been bubbling away for a couple years now.
Jimmy looks happy to be your sourdough starter. Jimmy looks like he's just bubbling around.
Okay, so I found it very, very difficult to narrow this down, but when they did mention Mummy's Scorpion Pie, I was like, I wanted to eat that. I was like, I want to know what that tastes like. I have to try it for myself.
Want to know what I wanted to eat, which is so not like my personality?
Oh, here we go.
Remember the scene where Sarah Jessica Parker like crunches on that spider?
Yes.
I wanted, as a kid, I was like, that sounds so crispy and crunchy. Like, what is it? I wanted to eat that so bad.
Yeah,
like,
so
I never thought I'd actually be craving a spider in my lifetime.
Me too. So for the salt in this focaccia, I used a smoked truffle salt.
Ooh.
Yeah. Layers and layers of flavor.
We both went smoked vibes in this. I
Yes.
like it. Did you have any like things that you were gonna make from this movie?
I started off with Dead Man's Toes.
No, you didn't.
100%.
For real?
Yep.
Buddy.
And I was thinking like something with a hot dog. I could easily do a dead man's toe because when they throw it,
You
it's
went
like
creatively. I went literal.
yeah.
I
Okay,
went
and
dead
you went
man's
an
foot.
animal's dead foot.
Yeah, technically mine's lying because I cut off the toes.
Yes.
So technically that's not really in mine.
And those little nibs did look like the dead man's toe.
Yeah, they
Teeny
did.
tiny
Yeah.
toe. First scorpion in this mummy scorpion pie. We're adding in black garlic. I wanted little black chunks throughout this focaccia to make it look like there were little bits of scorpion. And I thought, what better way to do that than to add in some smoked garlic? Not to mention the flavor's going to be off the charts.
Flavor-wise, but looks-wise, you're nailing it so far, buddy.
Thanks.
Did you cook it on the grill?
I cooked it in the Ninja.
Oh, the pizza oven?
Yes.
Nice. All the characters, even from the bus driver, even from like the guy that's pretending to be the cop.
Yes.
Like they're all so memorable. Okay, did you also know that he sang "Bubble, Bubble, I'm in trouble"? I
Yeah.
thought he was saying "Bubble, Bubble."
So did I know.
I'm like, what?
That's why subtitles are
Yeah,
mandatory.
exactly. I learned that from the subtitles.
You get to an age where subtitles have to be on.
That's a game changer. That's what makes the experience get into you even more somehow.
Thank you.
But okay, speaking of Billy Butcherson, which that's the biggest surprise of the movie. The kids think that Billy Butcherson is zombies chasing them. They think he's bad for the whole movie. All of a sudden, he catches them. He gets a knife and he cuts open the stitches. He rips it open. Out goes all these moths because he's been dead for like centuries. Those moths were real.
Ew.
Yep. So they were like, how do we actually do this? This was before like CGI and everything. So they were like, let's just like make like a little contraption, a little dental dam. And then so they had them in there and then they actually like, flew out of his mouth.
That is so gross.
But isn't that moment like crazy in
Yes.
the movie when you're like, wait a second, Billy's good?
Yes.
Billy hates the witches?
Yeah. There were so many moments that were very shocking to us as children. That being one. When Thackeray Binks gets run over and then doesn't die, I couldn't handle that. I remember bawling my eyes out.
Me too. And then all of a sudden his little gut just like pops up and you're like, I wish my cat in real life could do that.
Yes. Also, give me some love for the focaccia.
Buddy, Jiggle City, baby. Jiggle City.
Now, focaccia is one of those things you absolutely cannot rush. I don't recommend doing a same-day focaccia as much as it's nice to be able to start it in the morning and eat it for dinner.
It ain't a pizza dough.
Plan ahead, people. You got to plan ahead. And when you do, you will thank yourself because the flavor develops the most when it is in the fridge overnight. I made 2 tiny ones because I wanted this to be in the shape of a pie.
You took Mummy scorpion pie and you were like, yeah, it needs to be in a pot. That's why you're doing it in a pie plate.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
this is a cake pan.
Oh, yeah, true.
But
Same difference.
it needed to be round because normally I do a focaccia in a big square in the oven or on the grill. But I wanted these to be, to me, a Mummy scorpion pie. You can't replace a pie shape.
Agreed. Although you could have done it, which we both have done this before, in the cast iron. That also makes like a luscious crust.
I wanted to do it in a cast iron, but the Ninja, I don't have a handleless cast iron.
I know the handle, like I hate that handle. That long handle.
I wish I just had one that had 2 tiny handles, but I don't.
Me too. We gotta hunt one of those down because
Yes,
like
it's
even
limiting.
in the grill, it's limiting too, like on the kettle.
Yes, because I would have preferred that. Focaccia in the cast iron,
Yes.
100 times better.
It's way better.
Yeah.
It has like that, it gets that Pizza Hut crust.
One of my favorite characters in this movie, which I was so disappointed to see that a lot of the characters didn't make it to the sequel, which is why the sequel was not.
Boo,
yeah.
Don't even waste your time with it.
Yeah, they have the witches, which is great, but without Danny and Max and Yabos, what's her name?
I
Allison.
was gonna say, Yabos shaped us, man. That's what we called the upstairs region for years after this movie. I've never heard, did this movie invent that?
Maybe.
I've never heard anyone else say Yabos.
I remember watching this with Dad.
It's an innocent thing to call
And
it.
Dad burst out laughing even. I remember being like, oh God, that is funny. If adults think it's funny.
In order to have a successful sequel, you gotta have as many originals as possible. The witches, like the fact that Sarah Jessica Parker came back, I think that was huge and surprising, but like you got to go the rest of them.
Exactly, it's not the same. For the scorpions, broke out the dried morel mushrooms.
Are these the ones that you forage yourself?
Yes,
Buddy.
these are ones that I foraged just this last spring on my farm. I always get as many of these as I can, dehydrate them, then tuck them away for the winter time. Save them for a very special occasion. this is the ultimate special occasion. I thought these would definitely look like scorpions.
How plush that looks.
So this is after 24 hours. Then I pulled it out at 5 a.m. when I woke up, put it in front of the wood stove again. And then in order to rehydrate dried mushrooms, all you have to do is pour some boiling water over top of them, let them sit for a little bit, drain them off.
Don't ditch that water.
No. And then this is my absolute favorite part, is getting in there with your hands and making those dimples. But I try to do not that many because I like the bubbles that get pushed up.
Agree. You can overdo it with the fun of that and then end up just like deflating the whole thing anyway.
Exactly. And I like making sure that the bubbles stay there.
Yes. That's a pro move right there, if I've ever seen one.
And then taking those scorpions and laying them on top.
Now, I have to say, I'm really pleased that you didn't use actual scorpions because this actually looks so amazing.
And don't those look like scorpions?
Yes, but like tasty ones that I actually would want to eat.
Plant-based ones that I'm allowed to eat.
Exactly. Like, what was really cool about this movie too is that it's a brother-sister story.
Yes.
Like from Thackeray Banks' sister dying to Max and Danny. Like, I love that it had like that brother-sister component. As somebody who really enjoys my own sister, I remember being little and like loving that.
Yeah, me too. Look at the inside of this.
Buddy, phenomenal crumb. That looks so delectable.
You could see the little ribbons of that black garlic all throughout.
This is a flavor explosion.
Yeah. So if I don't know if Mummy Scorpion Pie was actually like more of like a pecan pie. I was on the fence. I was like, I don't know if it's a sweet or a savory, but I think this would have done Winifred proud.
Oh, buddy, that looks absolutely luscious. Bubble, bubble, I'm in trouble.